JBN, we keep you informed. Man shot dead at Newport West in Kingston. CIB detectives are trying to establish a motive for Thursday morning's fatal shooting at Newport West in Kingston. About 9:50 a.m., an unidentified man was sitting in a bar along Shannon Drive when two armed men entered. They shot the man several times. The gunmen continued firing their weapons during their escape, damaging the windscreen of a car. The injured man was pronounced dead at hospital. Newborn retrieved from pit latrine in St. Mary. A newborn was discovered in a pit latrine in Coxpeace, St. Mary yesterday morning and later brought to the Gale Health Centre in the parish. He was later transferred to the St. Anne's Bay Regional Hospital. The infant is said to be in a stable condition. Health personnel indicated that based on the state of the infant, it appears the mother gave birth the night before and then dumped the baby into the latrine. Residents reported that sometime between 7 p.m. and 8 p.m. Wednesday night, they heard crying coming from the latrine and went to investigate. It was then that they made the startling discovery. However, they were not able to retrieve the infant until Wednesday morning. The police were subsequently alerted and a probe launched. Two shot, one fatally in Norwood, St. James. Two men were shot, one fatally Tuesday afternoon in Paradise, Norwood in St. James. The deceased has been identified as 53-year-old Herbert Black. It was reported that Black and another man were at a shop when a man walked up and shot them. The gunman escaped. The injured men ran from the scene. The body of Black was found a short distance away in the road, while the other man was found beside the shop with a bullet wound to the face. He remains in hospital. Some 113 persons have been murdered in St. James since January. Clarendon men charged in relation to murder and shooting. The police in Clarendon have charged two men in relation to a murder and a shooting incident in the parish. 28-year-old Krishna Ramatar, otherwise called Dude, a mason of Hayesfield District in Racecourse, Clarendon, was charged with murder, illegal possession of firearm and illegal possession of ammunition. Following the shooting death of 57-year-old David Heath, a farmer of Racecourse District, on Thursday, September 12. Heath's body was found lying in blood in Mumbai District with gunshot wounds after residents reportedly heard explosions and summoned the police. The scene was processed and the body removed to the morgue. Meanwhile, Ramatar, along with 26-year-old Akeem Murray, otherwise called Kino, a farmer of the same address, was also charged with shooting with intent, illegal possession of firearm and illegal possession of ammunition in relation to a shooting incident involving a man in their community about midnight on Saturday, October 12. The complainant was allegedly walking home when he was pounced upon by the accused men who opened gunfire at him. He managed to escape unharmed. An intense investigation was launched and Murray and Ramatar were arrested and placed on an identification parade where they were positively identified and subsequently charged for the offenses. They are scheduled to appear before the court at a later date. Accused in attempted robbery, another man nabbed on firearm charges. A suspect in an attempted robbery is one of two St. Catherine men nabbed by the police this week on separate firearm charges. The accused are 25-year-old Kimo Grant, a laborer of Burke Road in Old Harbour, and 44-year-old Rohan Whittingham of a Point Hill address. Grant was arrested and charged on Tuesday with the offences of shooting with intent, illegal possession of firearm, and illegal possession of ammunition. The police allege that he was with two other men who attempted to rob a business establishment on Darlington Drive in Old Harbour about 2:30 p.m. on Sunday, September 1. It is said that the robbers pulled their weapons and attacked the owner, who challenged them in return with his licensed firearm, causing a shootout. The lawmen report that one of the gunmen was fatally shot during the exchange, while Grant and another man escaped in the area. Grant was, however, taken into custody on Saturday, October 12, positively identified and subsequently charged, the police said. In the second arrest, officers assigned to the St. Catherine North Police Division seized 1.38 revolver containing 5.38 cartridges in Point Hill on Wednesday. According to the police, about 10:15 a.m., a team of officers was conducting operations at a premises in the district when the firearm and ammunition were found. Whittingham was subsequently arrested and charged, the police said. The two accused men are expected to appear in court at a later date. DPP says exercising futility to rely on paper testimony of missing witness, without the main witness believed dead, to testify against the alleged members of the Westmoreland-based Dexter Street gang. Director of Public Prosecutions, DPP, Paula Llewellyn, has indicated that the case would not succeed. The alleged gangsters, 15 males and 4 females, were charged with breaches of the Criminal Justice, Suppression of Criminal Organizations Act 2014, commonly referred to as the anti-gang legislation. However, a number of them were remanded to answer to other criminal offenses. He was the only witness that you really had in terms of identifying all of the men because he gave a comprehensive statement, a very good statement identifying all of the men and also serving as a party to the breaches of the various offenses under the anti-gang legislation, Llewellyn said in an interview. Llewellyn said that is why your office took the decision on Tuesday to enter nolle prosequi, suspending the matter indefinitely, freeing the gang members when they appeared in the Home Circuit Court in downtown Kingston. Section 31D of the Evidence Act outlines the circumstances under which a statement can be admitted into evidence in a criminal proceeding if the person who made the statement is unable to give oral evidence before the court, including if the witness is dead or mentally unfit. The DPP said an application in relation to that section of the Act would not be successful. And a question could be asked, why not a Section 31D application? It would not be appropriate. In a case of this nature, credibility is a great issue. Therefore, where the main witness is an accomplice, reliability and credibility are at the heart of the assessment that the judge, the tribunal of fact and law, is going to make of the witness. You would have to have a viva voce evidence, she said. Llewellyn added, so in terms of fairness and interest of justice, the Crown could not, ethically seek to have a paper trial. In terms of putting in a statement, it would not be admitted. It would be an exercise in futility, because your knowledge of the case law and your experience will tell you that it would not be admitted. The reputed gangsters have allegedly been linked to nearly 40 murders in Western Jamaica since 2016. In 2018, the Gleaner reported that the police believed that a shipment of 19 guns intercepted at the Kingston Container Terminal on November 17, 2017 was destined for the gang. Handover police seized firearm, arrest 3 people. 2 men and a woman were arrested on suspicion of illegal possession of firearm and ammunition after a Firestar 9mm pistol fitted with a magazine containing 10 9mm rounds of ammunition was seized in Great River, Nova on October 22. Reports from the Lucy police are that about 11:05 p.m., lawmen conducting vehicular checks in the area stopped a motor car. The vehicle along with its occupants was then searched and the firearm and ammunition found inside the car. The identities of the 3 persons taken into custody are being withheld pending further investigations, the police said. Communities to be cleared of garbage soon, says McKenzie. Minister of Local Government Desmond McKenzie says by the end of the week, several communities will be cleared of garbage caused by recent heavy rains. McKenzie, who spoke at the handover of 2 garbage compactor trucks to the National Solid Waste Management Authority, NSWMA, by the Jamaica Social Investment Fund, JSIF, said while the rains were welcomed, they posed a huge challenge to infrastructure and the collection and disposal of garbage in many communities. The ceremony was held at the office of the Prime Minister in St. Andrew on Tuesday. McKenzie said he had dialogue with the leadership of the NSWMA and an assurance was given that by the end of the week there will be a significant reduction in the pileup of garbage across sections of the country. He also disclosed that over $100 million has been approved for the construction of a bridge that will improve access to the Riverton landfill as a current bridge needs to be replaced. The vehicles will be assigned to communities in Kingston and St. Andrew, St. Catherine, Clarendon, St. Anne, St. James, and Westmoreland. Funding for the trucks was provided by the JSIF under its Integrated Community Development Project. Under a Memorandum of Understanding signed by JSIF and the NSWMA, the management and deployment of the vehicles, as well as maintenance of the trucks and training of staff, will be done by the fund. 3 men to appear before gun court. 3 men are scheduled to appear before the gun court on Tuesday, October 29, to answer to charges stemming from breaches of the Larceny and Firearms Acts. The accused are 64-year-old Dudley Watt, otherwise called 2 Grand, of Duff Street in Rosedown, Kingston 13, 33-year-old O'Neill Walker, otherwise called Blacks, of Lower York Street, Kingston 16, and 48-year-old Dwayne Carter, otherwise called Ricky, a chef of Dunmere Close, Kingston 19. The Central Police say that about 6:55 p.m. on Sunday, October 13, A man was walking along King Street in Kingston when, on reaching the intersection of Water Lane, he was pounced upon by two men, one armed with a gun. He was reportedly robbed of his personal items. Subsequent investigations led to Watt and Walker being arrested and charged with robbery with aggravation and illegal possession of firearm and ammunition. Meanwhile, Carter was arrested by the Constant Spring Police about 10:30 p.m. on Monday, October 21, when he was seen standing along the roadway in his community, acting in a manner that aroused the suspicions of lawmen. The police say he was accosted and searched, and one HK VP9 9mm pistol along with a magazine containing 14 9mm rounds of ammunition taken from the front of his waistband. A further check of his premises revealed one magazine holder, and 13 9mm cartridges, according to the police. He was escorted to the police station, where he was subsequently charged with illegal possession of firearm and ammunition. JBN, we keep you informed. Please remember to like, subscribe, share, leave us a comment, and click the notification bell to receive our daily news items.